It's Zach Elliott at Feel Free to Argue. And I promised you guys a video about why I may be out of touch for a while. I'm going to be going to see my sister. Her husband is dying. And just want to go be there with her and try to help her out a bit with it. He's got cancer. He's in hospice. Nobody's expecting any miracles. And there's been a rather serious downturn in his condition, and I think things may be coming up here pretty soon. So I will be leaving tomorrow and probably getting there sometime around the middle of the day after. I'm going to be leaving in the afternoon tomorrow, and then hoping to make it to Indianapolis or thereabouts, and then drive the rest of the way the next day. And it's a real shame. I mean, the guy's much younger than I am. He's just 35, and we don't agree about much. But he's somebody that well, he's kind of like the embodiment of my channel name. He's someone who always feel free to argue. He actually enjoyed arguing with me about politics and economics and religion and all this other stuff. We had some great discussions. He's a guy I actually respect a lot, all the more so for in general his the way he's handled this, being under this death sentence for now quite a while. It's been actually fairly rapid for him. He's had Crohn's disease, and that interfered with his ability to handle chemo. So, wasn't much along those lines they could do for him, and without that to slow it down, well, he ended up in hospice pretty quickly. He and my sister only got married recently. They've been living together for a long time, but my sister had been married before and kind of didn't see the point in doing it again. But they just kind of wanted to do it for tie up some loose ends, here at the end. And also kind of at the end here, she's felt more strongly about it. So the other thing I wanted to do, though, is I wanted to tell you a little bit of a story about him. And it kind of illustrates something that I mentioned in the last video about kind of not knowing how people are going to be in the coming crisis. At a certain point, there are some members of my brother-in-law's family who are doing pretty well. They're professionals and stuff, and they felt bad about what he was going through. And at one point, one of his relatives comes up to him and says, we've been talking about it amongst ourselves, and we thought maybe that we feel bad about what's happening to you, and we thought maybe you'd like to take a trip or something, and we'd take care of it for you. And they have a member of the family that lives in Australia, and they said, well, why don't you take a trip to Australia to see this member of your family? I mean, they kind of take care of you while you're there, and everything. And he thought about this for a while, and he just realized that was just going to be too long of a flight. In his condition, he wasn't really going to be able to manage to do the whole what is it, like, it's close to 24 hours, I think, to fly to Australia. Um, and he just said, thanks for the offer, but I don't think I'm going to be able to manage that in my condition. They said, well, then, just pick anything. Pick something that you'd like to do, and, we'll take care of it. And so I thought about this for a while. He said, you know what, I went on a cruise once, and I think I'd like to do that again, before I, pass away. So they said, okay, go ahead and do it. And so he, you know, got everything all kind of up to the final stage with the booking agent. Then he called, the same person back and said, hey, all right, I've got this all set and I've got it all ready to go, and I just need some. Just want to make sure that we're at the final stages now. If I buy it now, there's no way to get out of it. I'm going to have to pay whether I go or not. So I just want to make sure that you're all okay with helping out with this. Okay, sure, fine, go ahead. So you fast forward about a month from that point, and it's at his wedding where the same guy comes up to him and says, it's been a pretty rough time for some members of the family, myself, and we're not going to be able to help you out with the trip the way that we thought we were going to be able to. My brother-in-law initially thought that they were joking, but they weren't. So, I mean, when I say I don't know how the character of the country has changed, what I mean exactly is that I don't know how many people like that are around. How much generosity of spirit is gone. And how many people are like my wife and I, who are willing to take up that burden for these other people. Even though it looks like we're going to be looking at a pretty rough year here ourselves, because some things have changed about our condition. It does make you wonder. It does make you wonder. Well, just wanted to explain things, let you know where I'm going to be and what all's up, and relay that story to you. So Zach at Feel Free to Argue. See you in a bit.